All right, good morning, ladies. Let's jump right on into this. Let's talk about a couple signs that you would have if you're dealing with witchcraft, strong energies, um, your hair breaking off, popping off, beginning to become very brittle, thinning out. You may think, oh my God, am I going through, some changes in my body? All of a sudden you have a lot of hair loss or damage, or your hair just can't maintain the same. It's changing. The grade of it is changing. Now you need to pay attention to your diet. You need to pay attention to your stress level. Those things are factors into hair loss as well, or your hair changing in general. Also, just the simple things that you do as far as how you maintenance and care for your hair. So if you are experiencing hair loss, weird hair loss, or just something strange going on with your hair, breakouts in your face, your skin beginning to change, the pigmentation of your skin, pimples, acne, marks beginning to show up in your face. If your nails are beginning to break, let's say you wear false nails, or you wear acrylic on your nails or gels on your nail, and it's never lasting. You get your nail done, in the same week that you get it done, they're breaking, they're chipping, they're lifting, they're popping off. Then you need to start looking at the spiritual signs that you are under a heavy energy or heavy energies of witchcraft. Most of the time when these things occur, people are intentionally doing this to people, to women specifically, and it will cause fractioning of the nails, lifting of the nails, skin damage, as well as hair damage. Now, if you, and this would help you, you would likely resonate with this message if you are a woman that's in tune with your body. So you know the changes your body go through, as far as hair, skin, and nails. But when under the influences of witchcraft, those three things are very common. Why? Because it's an energy that's aggressively being sent to you, and when it does not have a direct effect on your mind, your psyche, your mental, your spirit, it affects the physical body. Your spirit may have a strong or stronger resistance than what the person or the people that's sending the witchcraft towards you recognizes or realizes, but your body still has to undergo those aggressive, strong energies. So that's why you are experiencing your nails breaking off, popping off. It can even be your natural nails, your hair acting up, falling out, or your skin breaking up, having breakouts, and you having acne and scars and stuff. A lot of times people intentionally send people negative energies, it's particularly women, so that they are not attractive. Now, this is what you can do for your hair. Number one, you must know your hair type, and you have to find a way that works for your hair type to be protected. It doesn't matter what race you are, you have to find a way to protect your hair. You may even have to change products that may help your hair become more stronger, that will strengthen the hair. The same thing for your skin. You have to find a regimen that works for your skin, that keeps your skin clean. Now, what I want to say about hair, nails, and skin, it is also an internal job just as well as an external job. You must eat nutritional things, and you must have a balanced out life enough so that the nutrition that you're putting inside of your body is sending the hair, the skin, and the nails what it needs to last and to be or become stronger. If you don't, then guess what? It makes it helps the witchcraft, as far as your nails popping, your skin breaking out, and your hair falling out. It just contributes to it. So sometimes we sit and we think that we're losing our mind, we're going crazy, we feel like something is on us, and a lot of times it's right. You can't see it because it's not a natural thing. You can't see it because it's not a physical thing. It's a spiritual thing. And then when you begin to overwhelm yourself with thoughts, and you begin to not just overanalyze, but stress yourself off, stress yourself out. Stress actually contributes to your hair falling out, your skin breaking out, as well as your nails being brittle because your system is out of order. So the first thing I want to recommend is know yourself, know your body, be honest and be true to you. If you're checking off the list saying, I don't eat terribly all the time, my health may not be the best, but I know it's not the worst. All of a sudden, I'm starting to go through this. Then you need to take a closer look at, are you under some sort of spiritual attack? Because those are signs of spiritual attack. And the reason why your body is undergoing so much of the attack is because your spirit and your emotions, likely, but more so your spirit has a stronger resistance than what the person or the people knew or thought when they were actually doing the witchcraft. So the body somewhat has to suffer. Now I'm going to stop right there and see if anybody have any questions really quick. Now, since we're just on here chatting for a few minutes, I also want to say something. I also want to say something about sex. Sex with a person that believes in witchcraft, voodoo, rituals, and spells to control, manipulate, or harm a person. If you willingly have sex with a person and sometimes it's a part of their culture, it's a part of where they come from. So it may be wrong to you, but for some people, it may not be wrong to them. But anytime you have consensual sex with a person that does it, believes in it, practices, experiments with it, guess what? Because sex is the highest form of physical and spiritual agreement, you have given that person not only access, but you have given them permission to practice on you, to control you, and try to manipulate you. You have to, if this is just a recommendation, I'm not going to say what you have to do. It would be wise if you feel like a person is or would do it. It would be very wise for your benefit not to have sex with that person. It would be very wise for you not to do it because you're open on every level. You are completely open. Ladies, I want to backtrack 1 second. What I want to say about nails also, um, with nails, what another something else you can do, especially if you wear like acrylic or tips on your nails, you can also ask your nail tech to put more primer on, so that helps seal the nail down as well as a little thicker acrylic. Okay, so I wanted to say that about sex, sleeping with a person that that practice witchcraft. Now, let's talk about third parties. Let's say you're sleeping with a guy that you don't know is sleeping with or involved with somebody else, and that person believes in spells, rituals, witchcraft, voodoo, and things of that nature. And she too is sleeping with him. When she sources your energy from him to you, you are giving her permission to practice on you as well. It's not a wise thing to sleep with multiple people, But when you're talking about all this witchcraft, all this divination being used inappropriately, these are some of the things that take place and that can and will occur for people that believe in it, people that um practice with it, and for people that just that's where they come from. It's their way of living. When you open yourself up to a third party, and that third party just happens to be a person that will use some sort of love spell to break, bind, that will use some sort of ritual that will cause havoc in your life and the person's life, that will also use some sort of occult practice to manipulate your energies, you give that person access because they're picking up on your energy, especially if you are having sex with the same person they're having sex with. It makes it more potent. And believe it or not, a lot of people are into a lot of witchy slash sinister things, very evil and with ill intention. So if you are a person that are experiencing these things, you need to source it back. Why does your hair start coming out? But not only why, when did it start coming out? What was going on in your life? Who was in your life? When people ask me, what do you do when your guy is sleeping with somebody else and that third party is putting witchcraft on you, you know, I know for husbands and wives, of course, that's a different category because they're married, so you know they probably live together. But for just a regular woman, you got to leave that person alone if you really want to get that stuff off of you, because that's a principality of a dark place, and there are rulers of wickedness, and some people can go very, very far with that. Okay. Even if you didn't know that no, if you're sleeping with somebody and you didn't know he was sleeping with somebody else, of course, sometimes it takes time to find out. But when you find out, you got to make a choice. And you just simply have to make a choice that benefits you. Now, if that's your husband, you're going to have to make a different type of choice. I can't tell you what to do with that. But as a single woman, I'm going to always tell a single woman, you know, you are always better to save yourself. Everybody is not going to leave their husband because their husband is cheating. And that's your business. I don't have any judgment for you. And believe it or not, everybody is not going to stop sleeping with a guy that they like, want to be with, or dating first or second or third because he's sleeping with somebody else. And that's your business as well. I'm just telling you what I know from personal experience. So it's not about what you don't know, is when you do know. Because likely when all these weird things start taking place with your life, you are realizing something is going on beyond the natural. Witchcraft is real, it does exist. Voodoo is real, it does exist. Rituals are real, it does exist. Spells are real, they do exist. It is. It is so very sad and true. But sometimes we start having odd things go on, and what it does, it begins to stress us out. Think about, ladies, let's talk about something simple. Our nails constantly breaking. Like, I just got my nails done. Why are my nails breaking? I just got them done 3 days ago. I just broke a nail. Why are they lifting? And you begin to get frustrated and irritated with your nail tech. And sometimes that's one of the things that we have to keep private. Who does our nails? Because people are so crafty and they're so sinisterly evil. They will not only do voodoo and witchcraft on you, they will do it on your nail tech. When people are envious and jealous of you or downright hate you, there are no boundaries. Evil has no boundaries. Evil has no boundaries. You have to put boundaries and barriers around yourself. So when it comes to protecting your life, you have to make choices that are beneficial to your life. I'm not here to tell you who to leave alone. I'm not here to tell you who's to blame. I'm just here to share a little bit of my experience and what has worked with me, worked for me, and still working for me, and hopefully it will work for you. But if you can't source it back, then that's gonna be your first thing to start there. I just told you how to protect yourself, love bug. When you can source it back to who is coming from or around about, put barriers around you and that person. If it's a friendship, if it's an association, if it's a coworker, if it's a colleague, if it's a neighbor, if it's a church member, if it's a family member, you have to put barriers, separation. So, of course, if you feel like someone is doing witchcraft or voodoo on you, you don't accept anything from them. Thank you. No, thank you. It doesn't mean that the weapon is gonna always prosper, but in the weapon actually forming, it's gonna give you some sort of experience. That's a part of life. You also may want to find the proper cleanse that works for you. Now, some people believe in paying people to take stuff off of them, but how they gonna take something off of you and you don't know who put it on you? If they use cards just like I do, there are many people around you and associated and attached to your energy. You have to be aware of your life. When did your life start getting out of whack? When did your hair start falling out? When did your skin start breaking out? When did your nails start popping? If you are a woman that's having sex, if you and I be hearing about women that have odor, they're sleeping with the guy. When did you start getting that odor down there? When did your body change? And who were you interacting with? Is it a person that's new? Is it a person that's old? You got to be honest with yourself. It's not always about you being honest with everybody else, but be true to thy own self. And the first thing is put some distance and some space and watch, pay attention, be attentive, not so much to their life, but to yours. Put that magnifying glass on you. You can watch theirs as well. You can watch their life still be nosy. That's cool. But put that magnifying glass on your life. Okay. So does anybody have any other questions? I just wanted to come on and share that. I was supposed to do it earlier yesterday, but I laid down after that last video and I took a nap and woke up when my daughter called. Okay. Well, ladies, I hope this message has been of help and a blessing to you. Any questions, you can leave them in the comment and I'll consider doing another video according to the questions slash comments that I get in the comment section. I'm going to leave the comments open for this video as well. Yes, that is a major sign that there's a bad energy towards you. Thank you for saying that about car accidents. When you get into multiple car accidents, and not only car accidents, let's say all of a sudden you keep tripping, you keep stumbling, you keep falling, something is trying to make you break something, like stumbling, constantly stumbling, tripping, slipping, falling. Those are signs that a person wants you to break a major limb in your body so that you are not mobile. Why? Because when the body doesn't move, we begin to get stagnant and stiff and freeze up. Now, with car accidents, yes, that's a major sign that it's more than witchcraft. Likely it's voodoo that's on you. And there's an energy that's trying to take you out. And let's say a car almost, like, let's say you're going out driving and like 2 3 times a car almost hits you. Those are signs that there is someone trying to make you wreck your vehicle, wreck your car, wreck your life. Go ahead and ask it, Sky Ranger. The only thing I would tell you about car accidents is to be aware and attentive. Be When I and my driver driver ed days, when my dad taught us how to drive, he taught us to drive defense. Defense means you're not just driving to get where you gotta go, but you're driving to get where you have to go safely. So you have to watch out for the way you drive and the next person. You have to be attentive. Yeah, it can be a scary thing with that driving. Hold on, I hit the wrong button. Does size matter about what? Size don't have anything to do with somebody using sex to do witchcraft on you. Okay. Any other questions? I see a few people ask questions. Okay. All right. I don't see any more questions. Again, ladies, have a good day. Um, have a good day. I hope you all are aware of your own lives so that it will make sense. And I always know this right here: when under spiritual attack or spiritual warfare, it's not always a natural thing. It's a spiritual thing. And you have to remember, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood only, but there are principalities. So you need to be able to recognize what's naturally there in your life and when a spirit is trying to enter your life, and the what energy is behind the spirit. Is it a negative energy, an evil energy? You have to be able to recognize that. And again, like I said, source it back. It could be to a person, it could be to a place, it could be to a thing, it could be to a mindset. But don't always think that you're tripping, going out of your mind, that something is wrong with you. Um, I'm deciding to open up a little bit about this so that women can become more aware and not think that you're delusional, or more so that another person or people don't want you to think that you're delusional. Hair loss, hair thinness is a part of life. Brittle hair is a part of life. But has this just occurred all of a sudden? It's a process to that. Unless you're on medications and have other things going on internally, you would know that more so than me or anyone else. That will affect your hair, your nails, and your skin. It could also affect your psyche. But when you know in your spirit that is something else other than that, you need to start sourcing that energy or that spirit back. And the Holy Spirit that was left to be a guide to us, he will show us who or what it is or where it came from. Peace and blessings. Great that you all have a happy Sunday. We'll catch up later on. Please drop your questions and comments down at the bottom. Namaste.